The whole story is kind of funny because when I was asked, I think Steve Bush called me up and Water Ski Canada called me up and just said, "Hey, we're going to put your name in for flag bearer at the games." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." I mean, I won't get it, but they're always trying to get publicity and put our names forward. And sure, you can put my name in, and never thought it would come about. And I was in Europe, was sitting in a restaurant with my wife, getting ready to get on a plane to go to Ireland or some pro event, and I got a call from a lady from COC, Jean Sutton, who was the chef of that event, and she told me that I was going to carry the flag, and I was just blown away. I didn't even say anything. She thought she lost me on the phone, and I was just like, she goes, "Are you still there?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "You want to do it?" And I said, "Heck yeah, I'll do it." I mean, to be picked over all the other Olympic sports and all the other athletes that are, in the media all the time and more mainstream events, you would just think that they would pick him. And then at the games, it was just a world-run tour. I went down there before and did a whole bunch of press, and it was great for water skiing. But standing outside the stadium and standing with all the other athletes and walking into the stadium, like being an outside sport, we're not a stadium sport. So when you get all those people, I think there was 35,000 people in the stadium, absolutely packed, and people going just screaming. I mean, it's an unbelievable feeling, and it was pretty awesome. It was one of the best memories of my life, and that's what sport's all about. And I enjoy skiing for Canada and representing. It's probably, I like doing that more than anything, but sometimes that doesn't pay the bills. So it's something that it was a dream come true. I think when I arrived in sport, I was young. I was 20 years old. It was 1990, and that was my first invite to the Masters. I was invited the year before, and they actually, because of the economy, everything, they canceled the event. It's the only time that the event didn't happen. The next year, I was so pumped to go to the Masters. It's an invitational tournament, and I was just coming on. I was just this young kid that was hot and cold, didn't know what I was doing. I was just going for it. And Sammy Duvall and Bruce Neville and Carl and all the guys are standing on the dock, and you've got to deal with that pressure. And I knew I was the kid on the block, but I wasn't one to be reckoned with. And went to the Masters first invite, and went out, and guys were jumping far, and that cut, just to get into the final, they only take 4 to the final, and the cut was farther than my longest jump, and my longest jump at that time was 197 feet, and the world record at that time was 205 feet, and it was 199 to make the final, and I went out in my first jump. I made the cut. I went 199, and my second jump I went 207, and had no idea how far I went. I come into the dock, and I knew it was far. I was just thinking, it might be 200. I'm in the 200-foot club, and came in, and everyone was going ballistic, and they said, I saw the score come up on the board, and I was just like, couldn't believe it. And Sammy and them went out after me, thinking everyone's gone far, so they're going to go huge, and they ended up, going too hard. But that day I broke the record, and that put my name on the map, and it was a pretty memorable experience. There's not a lot of guys on the tour that have children. Everyone is so into their not themselves, but the sport and doing well, and the commitment to it, and having a child. You have to reevaluate and put things in order, and it was just something that I wanted children early, and we actually talked about having 3 kids, and when we had I was 26 years old, and it was pretty early, and I was just coming on the circuit. I was doing real well, and my wife was skiing real well, and then it kind of changed all our priorities, and things just didn't seem as important as this, and I think it really balanced out my life. It was a big time commitment, but I really had to focus, and And I wanted to have children just because I wanted to grow up with them, and my parents were really young, and we spent a lot of time together, and I didn't want to, you know, wait till I was 40 years old until, you know, and just not, you know, I don't want to be 80 and trying to take my kid to school. I wanted to spend time with them and do everything my father did with us. And, you know, now some of my buddies are older, and now they're starting to have kids, and I'm kind of laughing at them because now I'm like, oh, here we go. Now it's your turn. So, but my son is into the sport and loves water skiing, and he's into hockey. So, you know, everything that I moved to Florida for, he wants to move back to Canada and snow ski and play hockey. The water skiing is not a cheap sport. It's very expensive, and I was lucky at a young age to have support from sponsors. Just stepping up. But I was lucky at the beginning that I think probably my brother paved the way, and it was a family thing. But you know, Craft, you know, as a boat sponsor, they're usually the biggest sponsors in the industry. I've had Camaro wetsuits and Overtons, but sponsorship. I've been with those people a long time. We have a great relationship. There's always, you know, give and take, working together, and we're always trying to think of different ways to take it to the next level. But sponsorship and the government, you know, you just can't survive. And sport is something that is really, really important for schools and general fitness, and when people have to contribute and sponsors get involved, because it is great for the companies because of the values and everything that athletes can bring to the table, and role models. And you know, if you go through the sport and you just get drained and you can't make a living out of it, a lot of athletes that I've seen just, you know, are fighting, and they get fed up and they just leave. And it's sad to see such great athletes that could give back to kids and charity events, and if they don't have that support, you lose great people that could give back to the community. Well, water skiing attracts, you know, 85 countries that, you know, are part of the IWSF. You know, skiers from all over the world. It's a huge community. A lot of people. It's millions and millions of people actually, you know, have done skiing or participate in skiing. It's a great family-oriented sport. You know, I've been to a lot of world championships, and I think Calgary is going to be unique because they're going to do a festival. They're going to actually, you know, create a really family-oriented background, and the skiing will be phenomenal. I mean, you got the festival idea, and you have the site that's going to produce unbelievable results. And when they see water skiing, they're shocked. You know, the agility, the speed, the power. You know, it's all there, and the danger. You know, it's all there. Jumping is just incredible to watch, and to watch these athletes do these things at over 70 miles an hour and take the falls that they're taking. It's incredible, and I think the whole VIP package and everything. Bringing the companies out and just enjoying a whole family day out there. I think a lot of companies will be really shocked and leave the event going, this was a great time, and you know, we'd like to be involved with more of these. And the athletes are amazing. Their stories and the backgrounds in some of these athletes, they're all down to earth, and you just go out and hang out and have a great time in the boat. That's what we're all about.